What's going on, everybody? Mark Fleetwood here. Welcome back to the Daily Grind Trader. While the trading challenge got off to a slow start, today I did actually hit a winner. So I'm going to tell you about that, and I'm going to tell you specific coins that I'm looking at moving forward that I believe have the potential to have breakouts. Stay tuned, guys. I'm going to go over everything. All right, everybody. We know the drill. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I share my technical analysis and I share my personal trades. With that being said, you manage your own money and you manage your own risk. I'm going to take a look real quick at the 3 trades that I've made since the start of this challenge. And first, we're going to look at Bitcoin and know that I did break even on this because I moved my stop loss down, and I redrew this right before I made the link, because this was initially where I thought the lower support was. But this consolidation range was a rising support. This was making a rising wedge. So that's part of the reason why I don't like trading consolidation ranges. I don't like to range trade, because you don't always know where said range is going to be. It could be a flat channel, it could be a rising wedge, it could be a descending wedge. You don't really know. And again, FTM did the same thing. This was a higher resistance. This just was a support here. It wasn't in a downtrend. It was in a range-bound trading area. I think it's come down to this area again here, or at least close to it. So again, that was a poor entry on my end. Like an hour or two later, and it breaks this downtrend, and then I see that it's not actually a downtrend. So I'm going to make sure that I don't do things out of just wanting to do it while I'm on camera. So I think that was part of the reason why I forced myself into a trade last night, was to do one while I was filming, and I can't do that. I have to make sure that I'm using the best of my ability, the best trading strategy that I have, and make sure that I get this done correctly. And then Luna today, again, I saw the trading range, and we were coming up, we were hitting this resistance here multiple times, and then we fell below the 200. And I took this trade once it closed below the 200, and within a couple hours I hit my target. I wasn't sure this was going to get back to this area of support. I really didn't know, so I set my target relatively low. It was a 2.5 to 1 ratio at 110x leverage, so again, it was like a 26% trade, so easy peasy on that one. So finally won one, and we're going to go and take a look at some charts now. We're going to start with Bitcoin. Like I said, Bitcoin was in that rising wedge, and it's broken out of the bottom, and it looks like it's been retesting, and we're getting some buying pressure back up. We're definitely retesting this old support turn resistance. Hopefully it's just a retest and we get a good swing down. I will not enter this until we drop below 43,550, 562, because I want this to make sure that it's coming down and not just going to keep bouncing off of this resistance, or the support turn resistance. If it just keeps bouncing up, I don't want in it. It's still not a good trade, so I want to get back. I want to close below this candle wick is what I want, and then I can enter this trade on a short position. Other than that, right now it's just something to watch. Luna is coming back up. Luna looks like it's going to retest this support, or this resistance here, and it looks like it's actually making like an inverse head and shoulders. So this was our left shoulder, our head, and it looks like we bottomed out here on the right shoulder and coming back up. So this could be a position where Luna could actually stay bullish. It could come back up and start a new upward trend line. So something definitely to watch, but there's a lot of resistances to get through. It's got to break through all the moving averages again, and it's got to break this line of resistance here. That is the neckline. So we'll watch this and see how this goes, but this could definitely be a inverse head and shoulders to play out a long position if it breaks this resistance. CRV is a coin that I've been watching for a while now, because it's been in a kind of picturesque old school bear flag. Like, it's just from the very top down, not the very top down, but it's this head and shoulders here and fell, and this was off of its all-time high. So it fell off of this all-time high with a head and shoulders, and now it's been in a bear flag, which I would assume that if this breaks to the downside. And again, I want to see this get all the way through that line of where it first broke. I want a clean, clear, decisive break of this line with a candle close. If it closed at 333, 332, I'm in. And then I can look at this trade and I can look at where my entry or my start of this bear flag. This is how you typically would measure, or like technically measure, the depth of a breakout. So this were to break down, it could theoretically break back down to 250, 253, and that would be a massive move. I don't know if I would trade it and try to hold it for that long, because it could take just as long as it did to get up that high, and that's a 24% drop, and that would be a 240% trade on 10x leverage. But that could take a week or 2 weeks to drop that low. And that would also be super dependent on the rest of the market. With this Bitcoin, does Bitcoin continue to go down? Do alts just fall off the map if Bitcoin dips a little bit? So it's a tough one to do. So I wouldn't go for this whole move, but I would definitely go for, you know, maybe this line of support resistance. Or here, I'd probably bring it up a little bit. Honestly, it'd probably hit it there. And that would be where I would try to exit this trade. All right, we got two more to look at, and we're going to look at them very quickly. But VET is one that I've been watching structure. I've been watching the very low, then a high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then we had a lower low. And now we've had a lower high. So we've broken structure here. This was a break of market structure. Now I'm looking for a break of this lower band of this area that we've been trading in, because we had our main level of trendline support, but we haven't really broken that. We've been below it and back above it and below it and back above it. And we've been kind of just snaking back and forth on it. Break this line here, this lower trend line or this lower support of this rising wedge, and then we can start to make potentially a new lower low, and I would set my take profit here at this line of support resistance. It would be roughly just above the 200 period moving average. So that's what I'm looking at on VET. And lastly, FTM. FTM, again, I look at that to see if it breaks this downtrend, or this, not downtrend, but this rising support. However, looking at it now, this could actually be another rising wedge just like this. This could actually very easily be a rising wedge like that. And again, it would typically fall out of the bottom and be something to look at for a short position. And guys, I'm not a bear. I'm not always just looking for shorts, but I'm looking for market trend. I'm looking for trend and structure. We had higher low, higher high. Now we have a lower low and a lower high. That for me is a break of structure. Now I'm looking to go to a new lower low, and that's where I'm going to be searching for my entry point to go short. So with that being said, guys, those are the coins I'm looking at: CRV, FTM, VET, and Bitcoin. And Bitcoin definitely right now is in a retest phase. It could be the end of this hour, drops below this line, and I'm in on a short. So with that being said, guys, that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you get a little bit of an insight into my mentality of what I look for when I'm trading. With all that being said, until next time, peace.